but they couldn't persuade him to stay. Harry?
Bill Plant at the White House this morning. Thank you. Joining us now from Washington is Republican Senator John McCain. Senator, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
It only gets more and more complicated over there as the days tick off. This report this morning from the Times that Hamid Karzai's brother was widely believed to be tied up in drug trafficking in southern Afghanistan has been on the CIA payroll and is partly responsible for a private army in Afghanistan. Can you comment on that?
Well, I had heard that rumor before. I think it's wrong. It's wrong of the CIA to do it, and I'm sure our military commanders there would disagree with it. So it shows perhaps a lack of coordination between the agency and General McChrystal and the military there, as well as I don't know what the embassy knew, but no, it's wrong. Karzai's brother should not be in the country.
This other revelation yesterday, you have Matthew Ho, who is a former Marine captain who served with honor in Iraq, knows something about nation building from work on the ground there, and comes back from Afghanistan and says, I believe the people we're fighting there are fighting because we're occupying them, not for ideological reasons. When you hear someone with that kind of experience speak in that way, does it give us pause about what our strategy should be on the ground there?
Well, I have great respect for Mr. Ho's background and his service to the country. I also listen to a lot of people who serve over there, and overwhelmingly the military establishment and those who have had the experience of our success in Iraq know that the people there don't want the Taliban back. Certainly that's not the case, and they want an environment of security. And we watch this situation continue to deteriorate while this long, protracted process of decision-making goes on. We're not operating in a vacuum. The President of the United States needs to make this decision, and soon. Our allies are nervous, and our military leadership is becoming frustrated.
The number of troops there has ramped up to around 68,000 now. We have varying reports about how many troops may ultimately be sent. Is it more important to get the strategy right or the number of troops right?
The strategy is right. The strategy has been well massaged, has been reviewed time and time again since March when the president announced his support for it. The strategy is there, and everybody knows that the troop number is around 40,000. So there is not reason for further delay. Look, I've been either part of or observed these decision-making processes in the past. Yes, it's a heavy responsibility, but to drag that responsibility out and that process out is not helpful to our effort. And as General McChrystal warned us months ago, the situation is deteriorating. We have 68,000 over there, as you know. They are in harm's way. We just had the heaviest casualty month in our involvement in the war. It's time to act.
Very, very quickly, Secretary of State Clinton in Pakistan today, in Peshawar, an explosion, dozens and dozens of people killed. Is it possible for the United States to have sway in that country and to convince the Pakistanis that it's in their interest to crack down even further on the Taliban there?
Well, the Pakistanis are doing much better. You might remember that just 6 months ago, some predicted the government would collapse. They have 30,000. Pakistanis have 30,000 troops in Waziristan now that are taking on the Taliban. They are much more effective. This is a long, difficult process. But I would remind you again that Pakistan is a nuclear-armed country, and with a nuclear arsenal, we certainly can't afford to see the collapse of Pakistan either.
Senator McCain, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Harry.
All right, take care.